Hello, seniors and families, friends and community members. Well, this is not exactly what you and I had envisioned for this culminating moment in your lives, is it? After all, you didn't do virtual work to get to this virtual graduation, but here we are. Allow me to say it is such an honor to be standing here in front of you, representing your Westerville Board of Education, composed of Miss Jen Altman, Reverend Vaughn Bell, Ms. Tracy Davidson, and Dr. Nancy Nestor Baker. There is one reason, as some of you know, one very personal reason, why I'm especially honored this year to provide this address on behalf of the Board of Education. And I'm deeply thankful to each one of them for this honor. Let me begin by sharing what I will not emphasize. I will not diminish your life to this point by suggesting, okay, now you are entering into the real world. Indeed, I will suggest your life experiences have given you an inner strength of which you may not be aware. After all, you were born within the painful time frame we simply now call 9/11. You have grown during a time of deep political divisions. You passed through high school as Westerville mourned the ugliness of two police officers being killed in the line of duty. And of course, now you are graduating during a global pandemic. You, my friends, are not entering into the real world. You are and have been in the real world all your lives. And these experiences have forged you with a strength to challenge whatever lays ahead. If you are willing to look forward with me, I would like to talk to you as the mature adults that you are. As we look forward with vision and hope, I would like to suggest to you three practices that, if developed and engaged in over time, can begin to bring healing to the people and the world around you, even the person in the mirror. Practices that, dare I say, you and I must develop to forge this new world we so long for, this beloved community spoken of by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, it will take tenacity and resolve. It will take deep amounts of grace and love and quite a bit of stubbornness, because people will resist you as you engage in these practices. I could have chosen many different qualities and practices, like love and joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. That's a great list. But I choose these three practices because they too are in such low supply. Simply put, I urge you to daily embrace your opportunities to listen and to learn and to lead, to daily seek out opportunities to listen and to learn and to lead. First, to become good listeners. United States Senate Chaplain Barry Black once said, "Listening is often more than hearing. Listening can be an empathetic attentiveness that builds bridges and unites. Listening is more than hearing. It's an attentiveness that can build bridges and unite us." You and I can do that. Healing and understanding in this world can only take place as we invite someone to dialogue about the positions that divide us. Even in our disagreements, we must still be willing to meet and to listen to each other. After all, there is no deep understanding without truly listening. Be good listeners. Second, become good learners. You see, if we as a school district have done our jobs well, you have learned science and technology and math and history, and you've also been exposed to creative arts and literature and writing and practical skills and so much more. But if we have done our jobs really well, you also have a seed within you which wants to learn more. You see, lifelong learner. It's not a catchphrase, but it's a position in life. So, my friends, from engineering to medicine, from firefighting to teaching, from cosmetology to construction worker to career military, to architecture through zoology, and everything in between, whatever your next life of phase is, never stop learning. And finally, to become good leaders. You see, leading and leadership is not fundamentally about being up front. Leadership is about serving the greater good with the best that you have. And if the prospect of leading intimidates you a little bit, and I know for many people it does, let me paraphrase Eleanor Roosevelt. Quote, "We do not have to become leaders overnight. Just a step at a time. Meeting each thing that comes up, seeing it as not as dreadful as it appears, and discovering that we have the strength to stare it down." After all, a person's most useful asset is not simply being up front and declaring, "I am the leader." A person's most useful asset is a heart full of love, an ear ready to listen, and hands willing to help others. I conclude with this reminder. Even with all of this emphasis that you will hear on accomplishment and achievement, I am reminded of this truth spoken by a favorite author of mine, Dallas Willard. Quote, "The most important thing is not what I accomplish, but it is the person I become." The most important thing is not what you accomplish, but it is who you become. My friends, to live a life which listens deeply, learns continually, and leads others towards healing is a life well lived. After all, who do you know that doesn't need some healing to function well? As my friend Ernest Klingsdale, principal at our very own Hawthorne Elementary School, communicates, quote, "The brain will not work if the heart is hurt." You, my friends, are a soul of unending worth. And so is every person on the planet. Please hear this final reminder from author Frederick Buechner as a word of truth and as a word of great hope. Quote, "Here is the world. Beautiful and terrible things will happen. Don't be afraid. Here is the world. Beautiful and terrible things will happen. Don't be afraid. After all, once a wildcat, always a wildcat." And now, wildcats, are you ready? It's about to get very real. On behalf of the Westerville City Schools Board of Education, we congratulate and accept the Westerville South class of 2020. And at this time, Dr. John Kellogg, Superintendent of Schools, will confer the diplomas. Thank you.